All right, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking to you about the secrets behind $27 tripwire funnels and low ticket funnels. And I've sold over 18,000 low ticket digital products in my entire career. I've had 18,000 buyers come through my ecosystem and over 4,000 high ticket clients. And what I can tell you is that $27 tripwires, they still work. Free plus shipping on book funnels still work. $97 courses, mini courses, they still work. It's just that you did not do them correctly or you did not manage the right KPIs to do so. So if you're a coach, consultant, service pro, course, or info seller, and you want to get more liquidated ad spend, and you want to self-liquidate your ad spend, you want to scale your spend, you want to get more buyers in the ecosystem, give your SDRs and call centers or appointment setters better people to speak to, then make sure you listen to today's video, because I've used low ticket, I've used webinars, I've used all these things to hit $1 million a month inside of my business. And we've been crushing it for the last 3 years now in the space, and low ticket was a very big part of that. So let's go down to the whiteboard here and let me just break down for you what a $27 tripwire funnel even looks like, so you have full clarity and context here. So a $27 tripwire is usually, I'm going to give you some examples of things you could sell yourself, but this is something that is like, I call it a tease, right? I'm giving you a tease of what you could expect on the back end. So let's say I was selling sales training. I would give you an objection handling script or a sales script for like $7, $17, 27 bucks. Okay. And that's what would be on the sales page, which is like your front end product, which is the sales page. Then you have what we call an order bump. Okay. The order bump is what is there as a faster or better results or more of the same. So if I sold you 100 advertising templates, my order bump would be the exact ad copies, or it would be 100 more templates. That would be my order bump. Those are the two eyes converting things. You know, sales page, you want to have your conversion rates around 5 to 7%. On an order bump, you want to be over a 50% take rate. Okay, so every other buyer should be taking that order bump. Okay, so if I priced this $27 tripwire here on the sales page, my order bump could be, 37 bucks, 47. And if you take 50%, that's an extra $18 per buyer and an extra $28 to $29 per buyer there, depending on the price point of the order bump. And this whole duty here is to self-liquidate. Okay, so if I take $27 plus 18, I'm at $45 of an AOV. That means that my CPAs, cost per acquisitions, okay, need to be less than $45 for me to break even, which is your BR ROAS, your break even ROAS. Okay. Now we get into how do we increase upsells, how do we increase average order value, all these things, a lot more. Okay. And that's going to be through upsells, downsells, and cross sells. Okay. So the first page is the sales page. They go to the order form. The order form has the order bump. Then they go to upsell one. Okay. And on upsell one, we're really pushing faster or better results. Okay. So like if I had ad templates and then ad copy as the order bump, my upsell one would probably be landing page templates, right? That's a good upsell one. And then upsell two would be probably a training course. And then you would go right to the thank you page. And that is where we go to down here, which is, obviously setters are calling people who didn't book a call on the thank you page. And then also we do have people self-booking themselves on that page. So upsell one, you're going to get 30% conversion rate there, 15% on upsell two. Okay. And upsell one is probably going to be, 57-ish. Upsell two is going to be a 97 or higher. So that's what you're looking for as far as what are my upsell price points that I should be looking for. Okay, so here's the thing. If they don't take the 57, let's say, for example, right, I'm going to delete some of this, but let's say upsell one, they don't take the $57. They say no to it. Okay, well, we can have a downsell one and a downsell two where we say, all right, cool, take it for 47. Still no, take it for 37, right? It's not bothering them. We're giving them more value for the same price. So let's say upsell two is 197. That means downsell one could be 147, and then downsell two would be 97. We're trying to get as much out of the person as possible, because if they're activated and spending money, they're a better lead to set, which brings you to the last piece here, which is setters are now going to call those leads, get a good 10 to 15% response rate. You're going to want to call within 5 minutes. Okay. 60 seconds is optimal, but if you can't do 60 seconds, then do 5 minutes. Okay. And then all these setters are calling those leads, setting qualified appointments, giving them the faster, better result, which is the high ticket. And that's where you're basically getting the ad spend for free. Now, You're probably wondering, what does that math look like? Let's break it down. So this is how the math is mathing, okay? Let's say we spend $500 a day in ads and we got 10 buyers a day, which means that my CPAs are $50, okay? I get $270 in revenue on a $27 product, 30% upsell rates, $360 a day in revenue. Okay, this is rev. Okay, now keep in mind, I'm not using the order bump here. If it was the order bump included, we would be, very much close to break even, but I want to show you this example so you know how stupid good it is even without an order bump, okay? So if we did $360 a day in revenue, that means that we only have $140 that we basically spent. So $140 is spent, okay? That means that if I get 10 buyers, 2 people will book, 20% is pretty fair. 2 book calls off $140, right here is $70 cost per call, right? The 500 minus the 340 equals the 140 spent for. 140 divided by the 2 calls, $70 on a cost per call is crazy good. Okay, and keep this also in mind that those booked calls bought something. So they literally paid to book a call. Like, these are the best clients to sell high ticket to. And also they understand it. They know what upsells and downsells are. They know what AOV is. They're very pre-framed buyers to buy high ticket on the back end. So that's why it's so powerful. Now, if you're wondering what ideas, what things, Wojo, should I be selling on my $27 Tripwire? Well, here's a couple right here, mini courses. Maybe you have like a really big course that's like $19.97. Take a module off of it and sell it for $27. Okay? Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't add more work to your plate. Like I said before, sales scripts, right? Objection handling scripts, email scripts, right? That also could be like templates or cold calling scripts, like all these things that are plug and play, ad copy scripts, video ad scripts, VSL scripts, webinar scripts, okay? Templates, like could be ad templates, graphic templates, video editing templates, like all those things, okay? One-off done-for-you products. Maybe a one-off done-for-you launched ad campaign, or a one-off VSL script, or a one-off webinar slide deck, like something that's cheap, and that's where we usually charge like $97 for those one-offs. You're probably wondering, how are we getting $100 for a done-for-you one-off? You're going to have to use AI and good systems to pump that thing out, okay? Because obviously, it's going to take time, right? On the fulfillment side and people side, okay? Or you could do one-on-one calls. Maybe you got a bigger brand, okay? And you want to go straight to a $97, hey, book a call with me, Jason Wojo, and I'll look over your ad account for half an hour. That's a valuable thing for $97. I'll get a lot of people, but it's not scalable. I can only take 12 calls a day. So it's like, and then what am I doing for the other couple hours of my time? It better be revenue driven. Okay. Or do you sell challenge tickets? And that can go anywhere from $27 to $97 on a landing page. If you were running them from a webinar, you'd probably be around $97 to $397 to sell on a webinar. And then you have event tickets. Like for us, we have Scale Your Ads. Those go from $47 to $197. It's easier to sell an event ticket on a landing page that's like less than $197. Tickets that are a couple grand each for like mastermind based events, those are going to require a book a call or an application funnel. So this is the things that I look for as far as like, here's ideas that I'll go through in my head of like, what could we sell as a new low ticket offer? And the biggest thing about low ticket offers is that they don't really last long. They last about 6 to 8 months and then they start getting fatigued because too many people in the market saw it and you only squeezed out so much juice out of the economy. So now you have to reinvent another offer for it, right? So like, for example, like I have multiple ones. I got my low ticket one. I got webinar. I have my school group low ticket. I have my million views low ticket. I have my book funnel as a low ticket. Like, and that would be another thing here. And I didn't put it here because I don't know if some of you guys are authors, but books, like free plus shipping, those offers do very well with books. Okay. Because you can have good upsells on the back end and the booking rates on book funnels are higher. So the amount of people who book calls on the thank you page for a book funnel are like 3 times higher. So quick tip on that. And then if you're thinking, depending on what I sell, what should I be expecting to spend on ads to get them to buy, right? So if we have a $7 product, you're going to spend about $30 to get a purchase. So you got to make sure that that order bump and that upsell one gets taken at a very, very high rate. For at 17, we're going to be spending about $45 in ads to get a buyer. $27, you're going to be at about $60 to purchase. 47, you're going to be at about $80. And then 97, you're about $150. Now, why are these so crucial to run even when they're a loss leader, right? Remember the math I broke down before. You are getting the leads for free and you're paying less per call on the back end. Think of a book call funnel and basically taking your book call funnel and chucking your cost per calls in half. Like that's what this whole system is. And there are people who've bought something. They're on the phone. They already swiped their credit card with you. Now the second time is going to be even easier. Second money is always the easiest. And that's what I wanted you to take from today's video. Now, if you are a coach, consultant, online business owner looking to have your own $27 tripwire, I'd love to have me and my team install that in your business. Click the link in the comment section. It's going to be pinned. It's a calendar link to book a 45-minute implementation call, or it's in the description as well, where you can speak to myself or my senior advisors on what getting a low ticket funnel would look like for you. I've been quoted as one of the gods of low ticket and webinars. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I'd love to help you have your own tripwire funnel side of the business. So click on that link below, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video.